a new pill that could help you lose weight, the gluten-free controversy, and a possible link between childbirth and a woman's lifespan.
Those are just some of the latest health headlines you should know about.
So here to break them all down for us is Dr. Natalie Azar, Assistant Professor of Medicine at NYU Langone Medical Center, and Emergency Room Physician Sampson Davis. Doctors, good morning to both of you.
Guys.
So the weight loss pill.
Yeah.
This, I mean, anytime you hear news of a weight loss pill, we're like, where can we get it?
My eyes popped out.
Yeah. So is it a good thing or not a great thing?
So it's still too early to tell. They looked at 120 patients who took the pill, half who took the pill, half who didn't. And we noticed that when you take the pill, you take it with water, and there's some expansion within the stomach, and it causes you to eat less, and then you excrete the pill in that water later. So when they look at the study, to those who took the pill and those who didn't, they saw only a small change in weight loss for those who took the pill.
You have to drink a lot of water, they said, right?
I think that's probably the biggest thing on this study was that the study participants were drinking a half a liter of water each time they took a capsule before a meal.
So that would fill you up anyway.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do anyway.
Right. And supposedly the way the capsule works is it contains some substances that the drug company actually is not disclosing what exactly those substances are. They swell to roughly 100 times their size.
Well, does that give you some concern if they're not going to tell you what's in it?
Right, exactly. So we don't actually know. The placebo group got cellulose, which may have sort of diminished some of the findings, but the 2% increase in weight loss is really a modest effect. And as one endocrinologist said, this is probably not going to be a game changer.
And there are side effects, too, with the pill as well. Abdominal cramping, flatulence, and diarrhea.
You had me at cramping.
Remember that pill, Xenical? It caused like an oily discharge. Who needed that? Hey, okay, interesting study finding women who are able to naturally have children later in life tend to live longer.
Yeah.
Surprised?
This is not necessarily surprising. I think a couple of very important points here. This is women who are naturally able to conceive after the age of 33. So this is not postponing childbearing until later, that there's any sort of health benefit to that. There's some idea that there may be some genetic variants that contribute to a woman's longevity, and that maybe her reproductive health and her ability to have children later could be a surrogate marker for overall slower aging. This is a preliminary study. I think it's very, very interesting. This should not send a signal to women that if you weren't able to have children after a certain age, that you're definitely not going to live longer than the rest of us. It's preliminary. It has to do, again, with the genetic variants that are contributing to longevity, and I think it's an interesting finding. It's purely an observational.
Right, and the good thing with this genetic variants is that the women are believed to pass it on to their offsprings as well. So we now see a possibility in life longevity being sort of developed and carried forward. And we saw that women who had children at the age of 40 had a 4 times likelihood of reaching the age of 100.
Wow. Golly. All right, from living long to gluten, right? We all know that the gluten-free craze is everywhere.
Yes.
But there's some new studies that say maybe that's not the best way to eat.
No.
Yeah, so gluten, the thing is gluten, some people have sensitivity or an allergy to gluten, and it destroys the intestinal lining, or also known as celiac disease. So it's been this kind of movement towards a gluten-free diet because of the misconception that it's a healthier diet. But you have to keep in mind that gluten is a part of rye, wheat, and barley, and it helps to give shape to and form to the bread or to the products. And so when you swipe out gluten, you got to replace it with something. So you're replacing it sometimes with carbohydrates and fat. So in exchange, you're getting more calories instead of less calories. So I think, and then the marketing companies too, they're sort of jumping on this bandwagon and promoting it. And you see gluten-free, you think it's better for you, but you have to look and see what's in the products that you're consuming.
And as you said, that's obviously for somebody that doesn't have an allergy.
And I think, a few numbers to keep in mind, it's really important. The actual percentage, the prevalence of celiac disease is really only 1% of the population. Gluten sensitivity, on the other hand, can be much higher, roughly 6-7% people who have abdominal pain. True celiac disease needs to be treated. The only treatment is a pure gluten-free diet to avoid complications such as nutritional deficiencies, malabsorption, osteoporosis, etc.
Doctors, thank you.